SR93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Kell Brook versus Errol Spence is now official, obviously. I mean, it's been a week or two. I think it's been about a week. And, obviously, this is a very anticipated fight, especially in the welterweight division. It will at least determine who's the top 5 in the welterweight division at least. And, this video I want to dedicate to kind of giving my opinion on how good Errol Spence is. Now, Errol Spence, Errol the Truth Spence, people do believe he's the truth. A lot of people do. And, a lot of people are picking him to just walk right through Kell Brook. How good is Errol Spence? Well, Errol Spence was here in London in the 2012 Olympics, and he got a gold medal, I believe. Errol Spence also, when he went to pros, he was looking good. I mean, even though there were bums he was facing initially, and everyone faces bums initially, Errol Spence, a lot of fighters when they turn pro, the talented ones, they tend to display some talent. They tend to perform really, really well. And you could tell, even though they're fighting bums, you can tell that they're special fighter. And Errol Spence was no exception. He looked really special. He was a southpaw. Wasn't the most awkward southpaw, but he was awkward enough. The southpaw angle gives, it makes it awkward already. And as he has a really good body work, amazing. It's sensational. It's actually watching him going to the body is actually satisfying. Just those big shots, well placed shots, and then he mixes from body to head to body. He has a pretty decent southpaw jab. So Errol Spence is a big puncher. He seems like a big puncher because at the same time we can't tell how big of a puncher he is. Keith Thurman moved up. He's the opposite in terms of competition, and he's got. And Keith Thurman didn't really display those type of power that he was displaying in early of his career. And I'll make another video on that. But let's stick to Errol Spence here. Errol Spence might, my question with Errol Spence was he might not be able to display that power on a higher level. And he fought Leonard Bondu and Chris Algieri. Now, obviously, Keith Thurman fought Leonard Bondu. And on the surface, it looked like Errol Spence performed better than Keith Thurman because Errol Spence got him out of there in, I believe, round 7. Or maybe I'm wrong, but he got him out of there, basically. And actually a devastating stoppage, like a really brutal stoppage. With Algieri, he made another brutal stoppage, and he made a statement between those two guys because Chris Algieri is a good fighter. He's a former world champion, but he's not like an elite fighter. But still, no fighter that faced him, and he faced some good fighters from Provodnikov to Manny Pacquiao to Amir Khan. No one could do that to him, in that fashion. So it was impressive what Chris Algieri done. And again, it's impressive what Errol Spence has done. And then Errol Spence fights Leonard Bondu. Again, Leonard Bondu's not a top fighter. He's a borderline, I don't want to call him a bum, but he doesn't belong on that level, let's face it. But one thing Errol Spence done is he took him out, and the reason why that was impressive is because Keith Thurman couldn't do that. Now, it's important to keep in mind that on the surface it does look better, but Keith Thurman did outbox Leonard Bondu for the whole 12 rounds. He kind of won every single round convincingly, very convincingly. There wasn't a single round that Leonard Bondu won, and he dropped Leonard Bondu as well. So I feel like he kind of outpointed him a lot easier. And Errol Spence, initially he was having some it was more of a competitive fight until that point of the knockout. Now, that's what I want to pay my attention on, because I feel like people are ignoring that, and they're just focusing on, it was a knockout. And then Thurman didn't get him out there, and Errol Spence did. But Errol Spence was having some problems with like technical boxing ability. He is a bit slow on his feet, and because Errol Spence, I feel like he's a bit. Leonard Bundle has some footwork, and he has, he's more of a boxer type, and that caused Errol Spence some problems. I'm not saying Errol Spence had to go through life and death with his boxing ability, but he had to face some problems. I feel like Keith Thurman did not face as much. So Errol Spence, and also Errol Spence, as soon as if he gets hit, he tends to back up a little bit. He has never really faced a guy who has some pop. I mean, Chris Algieri had some pop when he was like kind of putting weight behind his shots against Amir Khan, but he was really coming forward. When he's going backwards, he doesn't really do that type of, or when he's backed up, and when he's like, he didn't really do too much of that against Errol Spence. But when Errol Spence does get hit, he kind of backs up a little bit, which I like to see on a fighter, as opposed to just trying to walk through the shots, because on a higher level you won't be able to do that. So I want to bring my attention on the boxing ability side, and Errol Spence has good boxing ability. He's Olympian, so he must have some good boxing ability. But I've seen him back up a little bit, and we've not seen his chin tested. I'm not saying his chin is glass, because even though there's always a possibility of anything, his chin looks solid. He looks like a solid person. Like, I know, for example, Keith Thurman and Amir Khan, they didn't look too solid early in their career. I mean, they looked solid. They took good shots here and there, but they didn't look amazingly solid. Errol Spence looks solid, but at the same time, he hasn't been with a puncher. And his boxing, as I mentioned, his boxing skills, people with boxing skills can trouble him. And I'm not saying Kell Brook will beat Errol Spence yet. I haven't made up my mind on who I think wins. And I'll make another video on Kell Brook as well, on the same topic as I did right now here with Errol Spence. See, Kell Brook is a guy that can box. He's a phenomenal boxer. He's a better boxer than Leonard Bundle. Almost everything, and pretty much, if not 100% everything that Leonard Bundle is good at, Kell Brook is better at that. Kell Brook has a really good jab. Really good. I mean, one of the best jabs in boxing. Kell Brook has a very good right hand as well, and against the southpaw, that will be great. And I feel like for Kell Brook, that will be his main punch that he has to rely on. His footwork is amazing. His defense is very good. Kell Brook's an overall very good fighter, and I feel like he's also a pretty. I'm not gonna say he's a KO puncher like a Danny Garcia left hook or a Keith Thurman overhead right or an uppercut from Keith Thurman, but I feel like he's got good power. He's got better than good power. He has some, his hands are a bit heavy. I don't think he has that type of Maidana power or anything like that, but he has. He's got some heavy hand. So I feel like, and he has some speed as well. I feel like with the movement and the right hand and the jab and the boxing ability, as well as Kell Brook, he's a strong guy. He's a big, strong guy. Errol Spence can't just walk through him. Like, I don't think he'll be able to walk through him. If he beats him, he beats him. But I don't think he'll be able to walk through him like that. But then again, also Kell Brook can't hold. I don't think Kell Brook can hold him like he was holding Sean Porter, because I think Errol Spence has the tendency to not smother his own work. And unlike Sean Porter, and he's a southpaw, he's a bit more awkward. I think he's bigger than Sean Porter. He's taller than Kell Brook for what it seems like. And yeah, man, I think he's smart. Errol Spence ain't dumb, and he has this killer instinct. They all have killer instincts in there, but he has that killer instinct where he gets someone hurt, he tries to get him out of there. And Kell Brook, I feel like, can be hurt to the body. He's not been hurt to the body against Golovkin, but a person who's making weight, he's been hurt in sparring apparently to the body. And someone who's making that much weight, like he's cutting down that much, can be hurt to the body. I feel like Errol Spence's body shots will be key, as well as Kell Brook's right hand will be key for Kell Brook. The purpose of this video is to kind of put attention on the fact that I don't think Errol Spence will just steamroll, just go right through Kell Brook, and I gave my reasons why. Kell Brook's a better boxer than all of these fighters that Errol Spence is fought, and he's a bigger puncher. But at the same time, I feel like Errol Spence can possess a lot of problems. That's really all I'm trying to say. Is what it'll be a 50-50 fight. I'm not picking anyone yet. I'll make another video on Kell. I might make a video on Kell Brook, but I feel like everything I said might have already been said here. That Kell Brook, I feel like he could be a bit weak to the body at this weight, and Errol Spence could definitely take advantage of that. And Kell Brook has really at welterweight he's faced Sean Porter, and Sean Porter is not really known for any kind of boxing ability. For real, like he's fast. He's got some speed. He's got some good speed. Hand speed and foot speed, and he's got good head, pretty decent head movement. Pretty good head movement. But his approach, I don't know, man. His technique's so off. Errol Spence seems very fundamentally sound compared to Sean Porter, and I feel like, and he's taller. I don't know about his reach. He might be, him being that tall, I can assume he's got a good reach. I feel like Kell Brook is gonna have his hands full as well. This be a good fight, man. All I want to put my attention on is it'd be a great fight, and I don't want anyone to underestimate anyone. I don't want anyone to underestimate Kell Brook. I don't want anyone to underestimate Errol Spence. And that's really all I wanted to say, man. I'm SR93 Boxing. I'm out. Let me know what you think. Do you think Kell Brook will beat the shit out of Errol Spence? Do you think Errol Spence will beat the shit out of Kell Brook? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know, yeah? I'm SR93 Boxing. I'm out.